welcome to my channel. My name is Hadley. Today we're going to be doing something super fun. We are going to be painting a calculator, which I'm super looking forward to. This is the calculator. I already did a white base coat, but it's really cracking, as you can see. Calculator. So we're going to give that a paint, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to start off with our first coat of black paint. Over top of that white base coat that I'd done previously, and it was cracking quite a bit through, but I think it was okay because I just did black over top, so you couldn't see it anyways. Underneath it used to be a really beautiful pattern, but unfortunately it was chipping off, so I had to fix it, and my hand got in the way of the camera a little bit there, but that's okay. Yeah, so we're just going to do the first black base coat and then let it dry. Okay, so now we're going to start the second black coat of paint. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to make the black coat more dark, which is what we want for a galaxy, and it's going to help like that white not show through, which can probably seem a little bit strange because like it's black, like nothing is supposed to show through black, but you can kind of see on here that it is kind of almost grayish, which is not what we wanted. So we're just going to do the second coat of black paint to make sure it's really pitch black, which is what I want for the galaxy. And then we're just going to hope that my hand doesn't get in the way again or the camera doesn't become unfocused and you can see the whole process. Okay, so to start the pattern, we're going to take black paint and we're going to start like thickly layering on a nice thick black spiral to guide out where I want the galaxy to be so that we can kind of like blend it into the black a little bit. Just spiraling all the way around. I tried to start in the center, but it's actually very off-center, I think. And yeah, layering that black paint nice and thick on. And I'm going to use a color scheme of like blues and purples and pinks. And I think there's a little bit of white in there too. We're starting in with the dark blue and just kind of like tracing certain areas of the black, just trying to get it really, kind of like add like a bit more depth to it and see how that goes. Now we're going to do purple, and we're going to add purple on top of the blue and the black for more color, so we'll get that purple hue of the galaxy. And then we're going to add some like light grayish blue teal and add that along as well, just along the edges so that we have a little bit more brightness into it. Then we're going to take a sponge and start to like blend it out with the sponge, just dabbing it all together, trying to blend it out so that you still saw the colors but it didn't get muddy, which was actually very hard because like I dabbed it out by accident so much that it would kind of cease to be a color in the scheme, but it was quite fun to sponge it all out. It was very calming. I had to turn it around here so my hand wouldn't block the camera, but I think later you'll see my hand caution kind of go out the window. Now we're going to add more of that light blue, just trying to, because like I blended out a lot of it, so I want to add more and make it brighter. And you can see that like the spiral patterns kind of like blended in all together, but it's okay because we can always ink that back in later. Or not ink, paint that back in, sorry. We're not using ink. Yeah, just blending that in again, just trying to blend it out. We ended up with kind of like a grayish outline, which was, it looks okay now, looking back at it, but during it looked kind of like awful. So yeah, now we're going back in with the black and trying to like get the spiral pattern back to how it was supposed to be. I completely missed the middle the first time I tried to do this, and there we go. Trying to get the middle in again. And you can still see it's like really blended out. It didn't really work, but it's okay. It's going to look so much better later. Now we're getting in some yellow for a little bit more brightness and like, I don't know, like a little pop of color. I don't know really what I was really thinking. I think I was kind of having a panic at this point. And then I added purple, as you can see, which in hindsight kind of was a bad idea because it might have like smudged together with the yellow and kind of turned kind of ugly, but I don't think it did that. And then we're going to add some pink, which I think was a really good touch. I'm glad I added pink, especially in the end. Right now, it kind of looks like an abstract splatter paint galaxy, which is very interesting. And I guess that's kind of what it ended up like in the end. Anyways, we're adding in more of that bluish gray teal thing. Wow, it's really looking like splatter paint now. Huh. Watching back as I do this voiceover is very interesting because I can see what it looked like on camera compared to what it looked like in real life. Anyways, we're blending it out with a sponge now. Oh, it did get kind of muddy. So yeah, we're going to blend out my muddy colors with sponge, trying not to block the camera. The blending out was the hardest part because I had to keep switching hands because I was very nervous that I would block the view of the camera. But, I think it turned out okay. Oh, I completely missed blending in the bottom corner. Maybe I'm going to go back. Oh, I am. Okay, never mind. But yeah, it looks quite muddy right now. So I tried to fix it by adding blue. I was kind of I made myself very nervous at this point because I didn't know if this was going to work or not. But it turns out at the end, I think. Yes, we added the blue, and we're going to blend that in, make it kind of even messier. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, so guess I kind of was my goal here was to try and blend it back into the background to fix it. Because you can see me going back to darker colors, like purple again. And again, my middle was fading out. That middle part got so tightly spiraled that it just kept blending into one great big blob and mess. Okay, and then we're going to add that light tealy blue again, I think. Yeah, we are. I don't know what to call this color. What does the bottle say? Oh, muted aqua. Okay, so that's interesting. We're adding in the muted aqua. That sounds so fancy. Whatever. Adding in the muted aqua again. I don't know. I like gray, teal, blue better. Anyways, yeah. And then we're going to blend that out. It kind of turned grayish, I think. It was very interesting. But yeah, you can see I'm trying to switch hands, trying not to block the camera. It was a struggle, honestly, because I really didn't want to block the camera. I think at parts it looks like I'm trying to show you the sponge. I'm not, I promise. I'm just trying to blend it out nice. Okay, it's looking better now. Oh, pink again. Sorry, I did do this myself. I know what I'm doing. It's just interesting watching it back and see what I'm doing and talking about it. It's kind of fun. I can critique myself. Like I said in the beginning, I am glad that I added pink because I think that was a really good touch. It added some color to it. And blending it again. Blending process was very, I think, therapeutic. Is that the word? It is now. It was very therapeutic for me. It was very calming. I enjoyed it a lot. And now, because I blended out the black again, we're adding it in again. Trying to keep that spiral pattern. Which I think was the hardest part of this, trying to keep the spiral pattern. Also trying not to make it like a brown swirl. That would be horrible. I really wanted this calculator to work out because I kind of wanted to use it more. Because I'd forgotten about it for a while. And I did love the original design of the cities and stuff. But then I lost it, I think. And then the paint started to chip and it was kind of oh, well, this isn't very pretty anymore. And I didn't think that maybe I could paint it until now. So I really wanted this to work out so that it would look, good. And I could use it again. But now I'm going to sponge in black for the spiral. I think from this point on, I just use a sponge. I think I gave up on the brush. Galaxies are always fun because they're kind of abstract. You can make them how you want. I really liked this one of mine at the end. Not right now, it's a bit weird right now. But now we're just gonna sponge in some white to make it, I guess, lighter a bit. It's kind of drifted out of frame, so I'm very sorry if it drifts all the way out of frame. But yeah, so we're gonna add some white and some yellow, kind of just sponging that in. because I kind of wanted it to, like, I don't know, look cloudy or starry. Anyways, I don't know why I ended up adding yellow, because it doesn't really show up in the final result. And then when I blended all this out a little bit more, it kind of looks grayish again. So really, this yellow was just a bad decision. Anyways, we're adding pink. You know, and then purple. I guess I'm just trying to go back for that, like, galaxy kind of thing, because I add blue here. It looks quite disgusting, to be honest with you. And then that muted aqua again. Such a weird name for paint. Anyways, well, I guess not. It's a color. Whatever. Adding some more white. I kept starting in the middle, so, like, the middle had, like, thick amounts of paint, which was interesting. Yeah. Blending it out a little bit more and adding black around the middle to, like, really solidify it. And at this point, I was starting to get quite happy with it, because it was looking better. And then I added some, like, silver dots to, like, be stars. But the end of my paintbrush, which I was using to make the dots, was like, quite big. So they were, like, massive stars, which I don't think you'd see very much in a galaxy. So I tried to blend them out a little bit. But all the ends of my sponge were, like, super full of paint from the other colors, so it kind of looked weird. Now I'm adding white stars, and I tried to make them smaller. I tried really hard to make them smaller, but it didn't quite work. It kind of ended up big. Looks like a giant galaxy ladybug. Look, the ones in the corner are small. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna sponge that out again, and I think it's kind of, like, starting to look much better now. And it was at this point that I was pretty satisfied, so then we're just gonna do the top coat. So for the top coat, I'm just using Mod Podge. I think it's a matte finish. And it looked pretty, like, white and opaque when I was putting it on, so I kind of got very nervous. But later it dries clear, which is really good. And this is basically just going to protect it from any damage and chips, which is what happened to the old design. So hopefully this will stop that from happening. And just going to apply one coat over that, because I don't want to do two. There's not really a good reason except for that I don't want to do two coats. And hopefully it does its job and keeps it intact. And this was the finished result, and I think it turned out really cute. I'm super happy with the design. I think the galaxy looks beautiful, and I am just so happy that the colors worked out and that the spiral looks good. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye! And that was all the paint I did, and then I just have to do the finish coat.